What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you this week? You're dancing. You seem like you're in a good mood. What's going on? You're doing the Pence. What's going on?
We're back. We are back. We had a great rally this weekend in Ohio with Marjorie Taylor Greene, that little sexy troll. And it was, we're back. We are back. We're doing powerful rallies. You probably saw the crowd. It was a huge crowd.
Millions,
It's like
right?
possibly billions. It
Wow.
was an unbelievable crowd. And it was just, I haven't lost a step. You got Sleepy Joe sleepwalking through history right now. And I'm back at the top of my game. So I feel very, I would say energized. I would say powerful. I would say tremendous. So, now Sleepy Joe's in big trouble.
I wanted to ask you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, would she possibly be a vice president candidate for you? It would be a woman candidate, which would definitely,
Well,
put
we're
everything
still
to
we're
shame
still
with your
looking into
whole.
that. We're still
Okay.
looking into that, whether she's a woman or not. But
No,
I will.
I thought you were looking into if she's going to be vice
Can we
president.
look? Can we go off? I know we haven't done this. Can we go off the podcast record real quick?
One moment. We're off.
Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene. How do I put this? You remember Slimer from Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Now imagine if Slimer was racist and did CrossFit. That's Martha Taylor Greene. And I like her as a weapon. I enjoy using her as a weapon because she's basically me minus wealth, charisma, and comedy. So she's pure, uncut hate, which we like. But as a vice president, you can't have somebody who makes me, she's too much. So we use her as a weapon,
Maybe,
back on, excuse me, we're back on the record. Let's go back on the record now.
maybe you can coach her up.
Excuse me, you asked me a question.
Yes.
I would say I'm considering it. I would say she's such a great patriot and a talent, and the base loves her, and I love the base. Base in your face. So we like that, and we'll see what happens. But she's certainly going to be considered very strongly.
If there was any problems, can't people be coached up or I don't want to say censored, but um, make certain appearances, don't make other appearances. You can talk about this, don't talk about that. Can't you do that with her?
First of all, we don't do cancel culture.
Not cancel, just
Excuse me.
okay,
Excuse me.
sure.
And interrupting is a form of cancel culture. I would say here's the analogy I would make with
The anal G?
the analogy when you compare things.
Analogy.
You pronounce it the way you want to pronounce it. I say analogy.
Okay.
When you're in a junkyard and you have to protect your junk, okay?
Mhm.
You get a vicious dog, like one of these DMX type dogs, and you let it be as vicious as it can be to protect your stuff. You don't all of a sudden then say, oh, well, sit, mean vicious dog. No, now you roll over and here's a treat, and that's how we do. No, he's a vicious animal. You've trained him that way. Margarine Taylor Red is a sort of a vicious attack dog, except uglier. So you don't want to stop her from being what she is. You just let her off the leash. She goes sniffing many men's butts at her gym. She's a very horny, ugly person. And then you don't try to restrain that. You don't say, oh, now I need you to put on a dress and put on some heels and say nice things about diplomacy. No, say racist things, do your weird pull-ups for CrossFit, fuck the guys at your gym, and I'm going to let her be her.
I get it. I understand. So she's not material for vice president. She's material as a weapon for your party.
Excuse me, you're obviously new. That was what we call off the podcast record talk.
Right, but I'm saying like.
Well,
she
you're
can
bringing, you know
be
what?
another
This is your
position.
last episode. Excuse me.
She can be another position.
You have
is
done what
I'm
no tech stuff guy, excuse me, has violated the off the podcast. You just violated probably the most sacred law we have in podcasting. You just broke it. So you will not be here next week.
My apologies, Mr. President. What I'm
Oh,
trying to
it's
say is
too
that
late for that. Too late for
you can
that.
play a different position instead of vice president. Like,
Well, she plays a lot of positions at her gym with various members of her gym. Her husband, I guess, is okay with it. I wouldn't be okay. Well, first of all, I would never marry Dog the Bounty Hunter, which is what she looks like. She's like a little mini, you have Dog the Bounty Hunter, and then you have the fun size that you hand out on Halloween. She's
Right.
like a fun size Dog the Bounty Hunter. Here, kids, we can't afford the full Dog the Bounty Hunter, but take a couple of these little Marjorie Taylor Greene fun size. It's gonna call you a racial slur and then try to hump your dad. Enjoy. Have a happy Halloween.
so I'm excited to see what happens with your relationship with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now,
Who?
Mr. President, I know you were not here for the last bonus episode.
But let me tell did our great friend Mike Lindell knock it out of the park? Did he do a great job?
Was awesome. What a man. So many ideas. He's a
Okay,
real
well-
idea man.
Okay, well, you don't have to say so many great things about him.
I just said he's a real idea man.
You said he's great. He was, you're sort
He's
of
great. He's an idea man.
Okay, well,
That's it. Just two. I'm going to leave it at two.
Well, you look like you were a little Mike Pence aroused talking about Mike Lindell.
Well, he helped with the new election for our Patreon president. I don't know if you heard the news, but Otto the dog is our new Patreon president. Tom Fitzgerald is our vice president. And then Rudley with the hardest R possible is nothing now. He became president to nothing.
We respect his service, and he did the best he could. But sometimes it's if you ever watch those civil rights videos, a lot of the time the dogs would beat the blacks. So this was history repeating itself. Otto the dog, and he didn't even need a fire hose to do it. He did it all on his own. So we respect that, and I think it sends a very funny message to Sleepy Joe's dog. I believe his name was Champ. Was his dog Champ?
I think it was Champ, yes.
Well, not so much of a champ because you got to live to have the title. And so I thought it sent an extra special message to Sleepy Joe while his dog is sleeping in, Stephen King's Pet Cemetery. We have Otto at the very height of canine leadership.
And Otto is a black dog too. So
Well, there's different color fur on him. He's,
he's mostly a black dog.
well, but
A little brown.
Well, and there's other. It's not quite a total black dog.
He has white teeth, if that makes you happy. Well, if you want to check out Mike Lindell, join the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. So much bonus material, movie reviews, special guests. Mike Lindell was here last week, live Q&As. It was a great episode. And also our president is also on the live Q&As usually, but we had a special guest this time, and maybe both of you can come on next time. We can figure that out. But patreon.com/MPGA, our new Patreon president, Otto the dog, vice
We
president.
only need like 30 more signups to get to the Idaho Militia Christian t-shirts. So I don't know what people are waiting for. And the content, it's, Sleepy Joe doesn't even have a podcast, let alone a strong patriotic Patreon. So I really think people who've enjoyed this show should strongly consider it. I know a lot of people do Patreons and they go, here's I wiped my ass. Here's a photo. That's your bonus content for the month. We're delivering double at the highest level. You're getting double the content, double. And different movie reviews, bonus episodes, live Q. The live Q&A is the highlight of every month. Mike Lindell, you know, he said he didn't have to smoke crack that night because he felt so high after the strong feedback in the Q&A, the live episode. Every month, folks. So if you join this month, you can sample like a year's worth of bonus content and decide if you want to continue to support it, or you just, do the Kushner thing and take all the bonus content in 1 month.
And the great Fred Trump traditions. How can you forget that, Mr.
Well, I mean, I still think that people should go back and listen to the Thanksgiving 2019 Halloween and Thanksgiving. The Fred Trump traditions. Mother's Day last year was a particularly powerful one. Some people would call them it's basically what you get here is you get a strong PG-13 podcast. You get X-rated content in the Patreon. Right. No cancel culture on the Patreon. Well, I have many fans, actually. My site would be called Many Fans.
Many fans.
More fans than onlyfans.trump.org/Trump.
Now, Mr. President, I wanted to ask you, Manhattan DA has been flirting with bringing up criminal charges for your organization, going back and forth, the Manhattan DA. Have you heard any information, any updates? What can we expect this week? Because there was supposed to be an announcement today, and no announcement was said. I don't know if your organization is going back and forth with the DA, and you're going to settle on something, or you're going to get brought up on charges. Any intel?
The Manhattan DA's office is a fraudulent, pathetic pack of losers who couldn't cut it in the private sector. And we're not afraid of anything they have. There's no crime. And if they bring charges, I'll simply run for president again and get, more powerful immunity.
All right. So not much information, but you don't seem scared, nervous at all of what the Manhattan DA has or what they can do to you.
If they were so good, they'd be at the U.S. Attorney's Office. They're weak. They're not going to beat me. We're not afraid. And I also have a jet ready to go to a non-extradition country.
Okay. I'm sorry to just keep bringing up, if you want to call it dirty laundry, but the Trump organization allegedly misused charitable funds to enrich the Trump organization during the inauguration. There was money set aside from donations for the inauguration, and allegedly you misused those funds. Allegedly Donald Trump Jr. lied under testimony under oath. Ivanka lied under oath. There are emails being sent back and forth that prove that she lied under oath. What do you think about this? I'm sure you're going to somehow twist this into that she has your back and she'll do anything for you, so it's something strong. But I'm very curious to what you think about this and lying under oath. I'm sure you don't approve of that.
It's not called lying. It's called truth plus. It's called Truth Plus. And they can, for all I care, Don Jr. can go to jail and get Mike Pence all day long in jail. But when they come after Ivanka, beautiful, sexy, voluptuous, hot as fuck Ivanka, and I say that you're getting emotional.
You say the most lovingly way possible.
When they come after Daddy's little WAP, they've gone too far.
So what do you plan on doing?
We're going to fight fire with fire. They come after Daddy's little WAP, then the whole DA's office is fair game, and we will destroy them. And I want them to know that. I want them to know that if they lay so much as one finger on Ivanka's smoking hot piece of ass body, and I say that as a proud father. You know the saying, hell hath, they used to have a saying, hell hath no fury like a scorned woman. But that's not true. What you do is you pay off a scorned woman and then you call them lying whores in the media. So there's, I don't know what that phrase is. The true phrase is, hell hath no fury like a strong and powerful father defending his sexy ass daughter from pathetic prosecutors.
All right. So if Jared Kushner goes to jail because he was involved in these emails,
Bye bye.
and Don Jr. goes to jail,
Have a nice life.
but if Ivanka goes to jail,
I will murder everyone in sight. Metaphorically speaking, of course, for legal purposes.
okay, understood. But in the court of law, you're not over justice, Mr. President. You're not over the judicial system. So if they did come out with all these
Really? Guess who's never been impeached? I mean, guess who's never been convicted? Guess who the only person in American history to beat not one but two impeachments?
that would be you. Also, all those sexual allegations against you. I think there were like 19 or 31 or something.
See, you're already showing what a stupid point you were making.
Yeah, I guess I'm rethinking that.
Justice is a blind, stupid 4'10" woman holding scales. She's very stupid and useless. I am a powerful 6'6", youthful male. Justice, I'm always over justice. I look down on justice and say, fuck you, justice. With respect.
Of course. Of course. Very respectful. Now, Mr. President, Rudy Giuliani has been by your side for the last couple of years. And
Great
book,
guy, very talented lawyer, very strong, and loyal, so loyal.
but there are allegations that you have made fun of him, called him stupid, and just really berated him. Don't you think you're not being very genuine if you're complimenting on one hand and then behind his back calling him an idiot and calling him stupid and putting him down?
Excuse me, are you married, tech stuff?
Yes,
Do you love your wife?
I do.
You ever get into a fight with your wife?
Of course.
Okay, well, don't you think that's very deceitful and manipulative in one way? You're saying you love your wife, and then all of a sudden you're having an argument with her. You're not, please. Okay, I can disagree with Rudy. We have great respect, great working relationship. Okay, and so he's stupid. That's okay.
But I would
He's
never
loyal and he
attack
works hard.
I would never marry a stupid person, so I would never attack.
Well, I think maybe your wife did.
I would never attack my wife personally.
Comedy bars.
I might disagree with her on some things and say I disagree with her, but I would never attack her.
Okay, well, you're like a radical left weak couple. You're very nice. We argue, and Republicans, we fight with greater strength and stronger strength, as well as toughness.
Have you spoken to Rudy Giuliani since this came out?
Oh no, I don't want to talk to that piece of shit. Guy has diarrhea falling from his forehead. Tried to rape somebody in Borat 2. I don't want to talk to that guy. If I had been in Borat 2, you better believe we would have had sex. I wouldn't have been pushed away by Stephen Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Well, she sounds hot, but I'm talking about the guy.
Okay. Now, you were supposed to speak in Alabama this weekend at the USS Alabama Memorial Park, where the battleship is, and they had to cancel the event because you were supposed to be the keynote speaker. It was, they were planning it as a patriotic event for July 4th weekend. And then when they asked you to be the keynote speaker, you kind of made it more of a Republican rally and they had to cancel it. Is there truth to this? What do you have to say about this?
This is what's so sad about the radical left tech stuff. We were having a strong patriotic event. Okay, we were going to burn copies of Critical Race Theory. We were going to salute our great flag. We were going to hang pints of Kaepernick ice cream in effigy. We're gonna like, you know, hang and burn pints of the radical left Kaepernick ice cream.
Okay.
And then we were going to salute our country and our troops and love our country and sing very strong American songs. And they said, "Sir, that's too partisan." And I said, "You're a disgrace."
It's strange in
Only,
Alabama.
excuse me, only, well, you know what? Unfortunately, critical race theory and trans bathrooms are attacking us everywhere. So even in great states, I don't get 100% in Alabama. I should, but I don't. What you have instead is people becoming more PC. There's only one party that loves this country, the Trump Republican Party. The radical left hates our country. They hate our people. They hate our country. They hate freedom, Second Amendment, faith, McDonald's, bread, Twinkies, everything, apple cake. They hate everything that makes our country beautiful and great. They hate bald eagles. They hate our great bald eagle. We love the bald eagle so much we want to shoot it out of the sky and put it on the wall. That's how much we love our country. But they, oh, let it free, let it be free, let it fly away. That's what the radical left says. So the radical left, when Alabama is canceling an event by Trump, that's how you know the radical left is starting to infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you, infiltrate, and try to impregnate the patriotic right.
So the left is trying to impregnate the right.
Right, with their disgusting radical left jizz.
Well, I'm sorry that your event was canceled.
I'm using the scientific term, of course. We're going to
Of
keep
course.
it. You know, if this were the Patreon, I'd say a lot worse.
Yes, of course. Jizz is the scientific word for semen. Now,
Well, you know what? Let's leave our great armed forces out of this.
okay. Now there are rumors swirling around that you are looking at possibly the Speaker of the House, which I think are just total rumors because we know that you are president. You're not a Speaker of the House. And there are rumors that you're going to run for a seat in Congress in Florida. Now, do you plan on doing that for maybe just a year and then leaving and then running for president? And that's just to buy yourself time so you're not bored? Or
This is why this is why the radical left is so stupid and the fake news is so stupid. No, I said I was going to run a train with a congressman from Florida, Matt Gaetz. And then everybody says, "Oh, you're going to run for Congress, sir?" And I said, "No, I am the president and I'm going to run for a third win in 2024.
Well, it's sad that they're giving misinformation to people. And now, thank you for clearing up the record. Now, Mr. President, there are lots of books that are to be coming out shortly. I think 3 books coming out from various news publications, people who were in the White House during your presidency. And there's one thing I found interesting, that you never climbed the stairs to the second floor in the West Wing of the Oval Office. You never went upstairs when former presidents, I think White House aides and certain people aren't allowed on that second floor, so they would go up there.
Stairs are just escalators for poor people.
Well,
You notice, remember when I came down to make my great announcement about Mexicans being rapists when I
Mhm.
ran for president? Nobody thought I would win. And I came down an escalator. I have an escalator in my own building. I don't come down stairs.
But the thing is that the second floor, then why didn't you put in an escalator to go up to the second floor? Because former presidents have gone up there to meet with.
Second floor, ladies' lingerie. Oh, hello, Mr. Tyler. Going down. Oh, you know that song.
I know
Finally,
it.
Tech
I know
Stuff picks up on a song.
I
It's called
finally know one of the songs.
"Rape in an Elevator." It was my wedding song when I married mesothelioma. I said, we paid Aerosmith, and I said, play the song "Rape in an Elevator," and they said, and said that they didn't have a song like that.
That was really good. That was
So
very
instead,
good.
I brought in Kid Rock, who did the Aerosmith song, and it was a very powerful wedding dance with me in Mesopotamia.
So the reason why you didn't go up there is because you wanted an elevator or an escalator. You wouldn't climb
You know,
stairs.
Aerosmith. I want to talk
Yes.
about this American band because I was so disappointed that they didn't do, sexual assault in an elevator. But they could have sung "Janie's Got a Gun," and they didn't do that either at the wedding. For our great Second Amendment.
Right.
But yeah, this is what happens. You have these great American bands, but then they get caught up in the radical left entertainment business.
I think it was Love in an Elevator. I don't think it was anything else.
How do you fall in love in an elevator? It's like a short trip. You gotta go right to business.
Well, how big is the building?
That's certainly not one of my buildings.
Definitely not.
And
The thing is that people were saying, Mr. President, is that former presidents went up to the second floor because there was privacy and a lot of people in the White House couldn't go up there. And during your presidency, people in your cabinet who were allowed to go to the second floor would go to the second floor because they knew that you weren't going to go up there. Is there any truth to that? Basically, to get away from you.
yeah, no, that's obviously a total lie. I would go up to the second floor many times. I would just take the elevator.
But I don't think there was an elevator.
Trump in an elevator. Going up because the stairs are for poor people.
Now, I'm just writing a note here. Excuse me. Now, Mr. President, I just want to talk about a few other things. We have a few other topics, and then I'll let you go. I know you're very busy. Britney Spears. Would you remember Britney Spears, 90s pop icon?
I remember very well. She wanted to date me at one point.
Hit Me Baby One More Time was her hit song that put her on the map. She's now going through a legal battle.
It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah, that's right. She's going through a. You're like a jukebox, Mr. President.
But I will say, I'm getting emotional. I'm thinking of my wedding dance with mesothelioma, and I had Kid Rock have to sing instead of Aerosmith. But no, Britney Spears, I remember her well. She had, I think she had actually been when she was with the Mickey Mouse Club. You remember that?
Yes, she was Justin Timberlake, Christina
And I
Aguilera.
remember
a few other people.
she jumped out of a cake at Jeff Epstein's party at one point, and I said, "Oh, you got the Mickey Mouse Club? Where's the rest of the club?" And it was just Britney and Jeff in the room, and I said, "Well, interesting." And but then many years later, Britney Spears wanted to date me.
I did not know that.
Well, now you know.
Now, how do you
And if you don't know, now you know. Tech word.
Now, I don't know if you know the whole court battle that's going on, but her I don't know if her mother's involved, but I know her father's involved for.
Yeah, her father's a total disgusting sleazebag. I mean, what kind of father would allow would objectify and use his daughter The way that I think it's a disgusting thing that he's doing. He should let her be free, especially when she only has 1 year of eligibility before I don't talk to her. She's 39. This is it for her. Trump cutoff is 40. So if I'm going to give her a Trump baby to ignore, it's got to happen now.
So she's got less than a year to get you, and if not, it's over. She has a younger sister, I think.
Okay, obviously youth is important, but I like talent.
I got you.
And I like money and I like fame, and Britney's got all of them.
Well, her sister was supposed to be the next big Disney star, and her sister, I think, got knocked up at like 17 or 18 years old, and then decided.
And I remember when I walked in on her and Jeffrey Epstein, and I said, "Well, I don't think that's going to be good for your career." He was a very big. All I know is Jeffrey Epstein was one of the biggest supporters of the Mickey Mouse Club that anybody's ever seen. Jeff Epstein did a good Mickey Mouse impression.
I did not know he was such a huge fan.
No, when the club would show up, he'd go, I'm horny. And I'd go, oh, you're funny, Jeffrey. You're funny and horny. That's our great Sir Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, did you happen to see the Olympics are right around the corner, Mr. President? And last night, did you see the women's gymnastics trials, I think they're called? Did you happen to see that? I'm sure that was a very big event that Sir Jeffrey Epstein would watch every single.
He didn't. He didn't like he thought they were too muscular. They could put up a fight. That was what he would say. He'd say, Simone Biles, I think Jeff Epstein had a lot of energy, but I think she would break him in two if he tried to make a move.
These women are very strong, but last night, usually you don't see them fall that much. And last night, even Simone Biles fell off the beam. A few other American athletes, they messed up on the floor routine. They messed
Looks like black does crack.
Well,
under pressure. Excuse me, let me finish my David Caruso CSI Miami. And then I put the sunglasses on and it goes, yeah!
Are you going to watch the Olympics this year?
Well, I've been invited by my great friend Shinzo to watch some of them, so I'll probably watch a little bit. We have many great athletes in many great sports. I think swimming is obviously a safe sport. Volleyball, we have great people.
Gymnastics, Simone Biles usually sweeps the category, and for Team 2, the thing is that Simone Biles is the only one still remaining from the last Olympics, and they're all new women on the team. Do you think we are not going to win for female gymnastics, and do you think Simone Biles is going to choke in the Olympics? Because last night, if you watched her, she messed up twice last night on the parallel bars also, or the whatever those bars are called. I don't think the parallel bars, they're uneven bars.
The uneven bars.
Yes.
Bars. I think that, I think Simone Biles had a good run. I don't think she's as good as, Mary Lou Retton or other nice traditional American gymnastics women. But she's got some talent. We respect it. But I think her time has come. I think it would be nice if, maybe she could let another person, like somebody named Amber or something, take over.
She is considered, they were talking on TV last night, the greatest female gymnast that our country has ever had. So I don't think they agree with you about Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton was very cute and was very powerful.
Okay. Speaking of sports, college athletes can now get endorsements. How do you feel about that? Would you be willing to endorse any athletes? Have a MAGA patch or something.
Well, I've asked several African American college football players if I could purchase them. So obviously now, You see some strong ones and you say, I could sure use you. And look, I'm offering to pay. This isn't like before, when we did cancel culture to slavery. This is, I'm using capitalism and saying, can I buy you? Like The Toy, like the great movie The Toy. Do you remember The Toy?
I do remember The Toy.
Where the guy bought Dave Chappelle.
I don't. That was Richard Pryor. In
That
The
was,
Toy.
well, anyway, he bought Chris Rock, and it was a very funny movie. But no, I think if I could purchase some of the athletes, that would be great to do strong work. And if not, obviously we're in talks with Idaho Militia Christian Bible Tech State College to do a full endorsement, uniforms, sneaker deal, the Trump Air Trumps, but it's spelled HEIR, like heir to a fortune. Air Trumps.
Is that how it's going? So
And
you're gonna have sneakers now too.
we're working with Kanye with Yeezys. We're gonna get Air Trumps. It'll be a division of Kanye's, like the Jordan brand off of Nike. This will be the first offshoot of Kanye's footwear. Air Trumps.
Air Trumps. What are they? Are they going to look like? I mean, you ever seen Yeezys? Yeezys looks like their own kind of space wear. Are you going to have something original, or are you going to?
Yeah, no, we're working on a prototype right now. It's a white sneaker with gold lace, and the soles of the sneaker, the thing you're stepping on, will be all black.
Well, usually sneakers soles are all black, but why do?
No, that's not true.
Really?
Obviously, you're not a sneakerhead.
I mean, I have sneakers and I've worn sneakers.
Well, you're not a sneakerhead. You're a casual.
What am I? Just a casual sneaker wearer, you're saying?
Exactly. You're not steeped in the culture like I am.
Okay. I just don't know why you had to say that the bottom of the shoe that you walk on is black.
Because it's a design. Excuse me, I'm telling you, it's a design choice.
So they're white laces, gold.
No,
and then,
excuse me. White sneaker,
yeah.
Gold laces and trim, black sole.
And are they going to resemble the Jordans, or are they going to have their own unique shape, or?
Oh, they're gonna have their own unique shape. They're almost gonna look like dress shoes.
So it kind of look like penny loafers, but athletic penny loafers.
It's gonna change the game.
I can't wait to see them.
Except it'll be gold coins instead of pennies.
So each pair of sneakers is gonna have a gold coin inside of it.
Exactly.
I like this. This is kind of like the golden ticket with Willy Wonka. That's very
cool.
Willy Wonka. Never mind.
See a porn star?
No. It's not. He sounds like a porn star, though. You are right about that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about, Mr. President, is John McAfee. From McAfee, remember if you were going to get a virus on your computer, the antivirus software?
I use the N-word software protection.
Okay. Well, I didn't know they had one that called that, but
Norton.
Okay, I got you. McAfee was a long time ago in the 90s. Now he was.
I'm a little concerned at how you just rolled off with. You just said you didn't even ask. You just assumed there was a computer software program called N-word.
I wasn't assuming it was N-word. I kind of thought it was going to be.
That's actually what Bill Gates.
Uncomfortable. So
that's what Bill Gates actually sends to inner city schools. He sends them Microsoft N-word.
Microsoft N-word program. Now, what I wanted to ask you is that
he sends to Mike Pence Microsoft Excel BGTQ.
I'm running out of room here to write. Now, do you know he...
Just get to the Microsoft PowerPoint already, tech stuff guy.
He committed suicide in his Spanish prison just like Sir Jeffrey Epstein. Now, he was being sought out by the United States, and then now he's dead. Do you think he committed suicide? Do you think he was murdered? What's your opinion on John McAfee?
I think this is what not every great entrepreneur, rich person is as strong as I am. And I think what the deep state does in this country, they did it to, they've done it to the great Sir Jeffrey Epstein. They've done it to um, Rob McEnany.
John McAfee.
Right, him. And they're trying to do it to Harvey Weinstein. When you have a super talent success, the deep state and the radical left, they try to take you down. And we feel very bad for the McEnroe family. And we hope we have strong thoughts and powerful prayers for them.
Do you think he was killed, or do you think it was true and he committed suicide?
I think he probably killed himself, but there's people saying that he didn't. We should
Right.
probably talk to Q at some point. He might know.
Well, yeah, in my opinion, I don't think it was a suicide. But I don't have any facts, but it's just strange that we were trying to get him, and I think they were going to give him back to the United States and extradite, I think it's called, and then after.
Yeah, and then the radical left, Joe Biden administration wanted to charge him with more crimes.
So you don't think it was an easy way by charging him with more crimes? I mean, the thing is, he was going to spend the rest of his life in prison anyway if he came over the United States. Doesn't matter if he was going to serve 85 years or 170
for not paying taxes. And yet African-American Wesley Snipes walks around very free, even though he didn't like paying taxes.
Well, I think he served his time, Wesley Snipes.
Yes, but do you notice, of course, McAfee, critical race theory says that John McAfee has to go to jail forever.
Well, he left our country trying to escape not paying taxes.
Oh, it's called critical airfare theory.
Well, we don't have to hear about him anymore because he's dead now, and
he's in heaven with Jeff Epstein and Roy Den Hollander.
and Sir Fred Trump.
Excuse me?
The great Fred Trump.
Thank you. Wow. This was a rough one for tech stuff. Good thing a first-time violation of the most sacred podcast protocol ever off the podcast record. I never thought I'd see the day where we'd have a tech stuff person sent to us who wouldn't honor the great principle. It's called a principle.
I will make sure the next tech stuff guy who comes here gets more than 4 hours of sleep a night. I will make sure of that. Now, Mr. President, I just want to also, hopefully, like I said before, Mike Lindell was on our last bonus episode, and I hope maybe you guys can come on together because I think you guys together would be a great combination. But if you want to hear that episode and all the other bonus content, go to patreon.com/MPGA. That's MPGA, and choose whatever level works for you. We'd like to get those Idaho Militia Christian t-shirts made up, and we only need a few more Patreon Patriots to join. So sign up, patreon.com/MPGA. Also, if you have to make a bet, and you want to make a bet for the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals or golf or any other sport, go to betonline.ag. I am back hitting the road again, Mr. President. Yes, I will be at Comics Mohegan Sun on July 15th to the 17th with the legend Rich Voss, and I will be headlining City Steam in Hartford, Connecticut on July 31st. So starting to get some more dates out there. And Mr. President, the floor is yours. What do you have for us?
Thank you, Tech Stuff, on your final day on the podcast. Hey, guys, it's JL. Hey, guys, Don Jr., what's up? Big news.
Smith again.
We've got some big, speaking of Boston bands, July 26th, tickets are starting to sell finally. So thank you. but do not procrastinate. July 26th, City Winery in Boston. It's a big venue. I need this to go well. For crying out loud, I know that our biggest city in the country for fans is Boston. So get those tickets, tell your friends, tell your relatives. Let's try to do our best to pack the place. I'm working on multiple fronts, but that's the big one right now. And some later dates in the year that have been added. Philly fans, I will be at Helium September 26th. That ticket link should be up soon. Raleigh, North Carolina, I will be at Good Nights on October 6th in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then obviously my special recording, October 23rd, Triad Theater, New York City. Tickets for that and for Boston are already up on my website. Philly and Raleigh should be up soon. And I'm talking to some people this week about adding more gigs, folks. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And God help us all.